Hey, welcome to my video. This is Jennifer Roberts, a True Divine 4-4. This is where I put out the free content to help support, guide and inspire those who want to be supported, guided and inspired, looking at the energies of the day, combining that with the tarot that I do to bring a narrative to help guide you on the energies you may feel within you, around you and within others, and doing that, reaching your highest potentials, finding the gifts in the day. So this is for the 11th of April 2021. Ignore any noise that you hear from the boys. I guarantee you they are playing nicely, but they're boisterous, and sometimes from the distorted room it doesn't sound like they're playing quite so nicely. I jump up lots of times thinking they're fighting, and it's just role play. So this is on the bottom of the deck. We have the Queen of Cups, keeps coming up, this divine feminine energy wanting to come forward, being guided through the waters, through therefore the memories, water retaining memory. There is a lot about going back in time through your waters, through your divine feminine intuitive side, and guiding your way through those past memories, those past times once been, from a different perspective, with the perspective and the lens of the divine feminine energy. Seeing what you can glean and what you can actually let go of, what you can take forward within those waters. It always speaks about also speaking with compassion and love to self first and foremost. And this is where we need a huge injection of that, where we are being of service to self first and foremost, to be able to be of service to anybody else in any kind of benevolent way, good way, in any kind of drastic way. We have to be able to be in a space of self-service also. This isn't speaking about ego, this is speaking about just being the nourisher, being the nutrition, the divine feminine energy that nurtures and cultivates you, your creation, and what you create, particularly within those waters, within the watery body, the emotions. This is where we take the wisdom of this card to recognize that we will not allow others to channel and divert our waters by putting up various banks of their making to get a reaction emotionally from what they want from us, rather than what we seek to put out there through our waters, what we seek to nourish. You know, water being integral to life. You know, if you're nourishing a plant, it needs that water. So what are you nourishing your plant with? What are you nourishing the body, the spirit with? Are you putting in kind, compassionate words? Are you projecting yourself from a place of self-love? Or are there things that need to be looked at with the bravery and wisdom of the divine feminine energy, to be able to start to do that, to be able to transmute what is past, what is gone, into something that then you're on a platform of self-love, of projecting that image and the beauty that comes forward from that, the abundance that comes forward from that. That is super important for today. The other card clarifying deck is the Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It keeps coming up. There is this separation of the worlds. There is this this tearing, this parting of the waves, so to speak, where these different frequencies are finding their lane. And so where is your lane? What are you projecting yourself into, particularly through the waters? What are you then projecting from your internal watery body? Where are you planting your seed? What frequency lane are you finding yourself in? Excuse me. If you're not happy with the frequency you find yourself in when you ponder this, change it, do something about it. Even if it feels odd at first, be the compassionate divine feminine to speak into reality your pentacle, the way that you want to be seen, the way that you want to be observed, the way that you want to live and feel and enjoy. Do this and do it pragmatically, do it without procrastination, do it today, and start speaking abundance, start speaking wholeness and love. A lot of you will hear these doubtful voices of, yeah, but you could change this about your hair, you could do this. If that's the case, do it. If not, don't do it, but make sure that you just acknowledge those words of doubt and release them and follow them on with at least 3 more positive words repetitively to start to impregnate and program your waters to be the nourishing nutrition that you want to manifest into your reality with this Two of Pentacles, so that you can stop the juggle. Now, for a lot of you, this is going to be the contemplation of letting go of 2 worlds. Keeping one foot in the grave isn't going to work for much longer. So where there is a real separation, a real parting of the waves, a real parting of where you stand emotionally from people who you've been maybe close to, in family units with, in business with, there is some wisdom that is needed here to know that that is done now. You can't make choices for them, and neither should you let them make choices for you. And start to concentrate on your pentacle, how your reality should look, and how you project it to look, what you are going to have as the key nutritional factors that your waters feed into your reality, so that you can stop this juggling. It's getting exhausting for a lot of people, which is normal. We've been in a very exhausting time, and so to speak with wisdom and to recognize the difficulties in doing this, but to allow this separation to be solidified is imperative for a lot of you today, for your own sanity, for your own well-being, for your own abundance, and the reality that you're projecting into your world, into your how you're living out this path. So we've got the first card, the Sun card, yay! So the Sun card comes up, and this is where there is true enlightenment, there is true growth here today. The energies are ripe for growth today, for you to take the impetus to be this divine feminine Queen of Cups and impregnate your reality, your pentacles, concentrating on the pentacle that resonates, the part of your world that resonates with you most. This is where there is true growth, rapid growth, 6 weeks of growth in one day, just by you taking the control, taking the wheel, holding your own cup, holding your own ground emotionally, and speaking with your mental womb into those waters, that of beauty, abundance, bliss, enjoyment, wholeness. And this is where the sun shines for you, and you act more like a solar panel, in that the more that you are taking the steps to do this for yourself, the more the sun is able to be absorbed by you and be used for your goodness, for your greatness. And so Justice, 2 major arcanas together, clarifies the Sun card. This is where, how will you be weighed? We've got the feather here and the fire on opposite sides of the scales. Where is it weighed? This is a lot to do with the divine feminine. Also, you see the horns here, that represent in the position that they're in, the womb, again, the chalice. And so we find ourselves realizing certain karmas in our own life, and the enlightenment and the wisdom is that we have brought these about. Yes, there are external forces. Yes, there are things that are trying to pull us down, pull us away from self, but ultimately we allow that at some point, or don't allow it. And this is where you weigh yourself, your own justice will be done. So the work that you're putting in today, impregnating yourself with nourishing words of wisdom, with beautiful, loving, non-judgmental compassion, for the ability to be able to change things up and have the bravery to do so. This is where you will be weighed, and this is where you will find where your scales lie. And so with this, you have the opportunity to find your recalibration, your rebalancing point, but changes will be made. The sun comes out and it changes things. Things morph from seedlings into big sprouts, into blooming flowers, or the sun, You know, if it's being shone into a solar panel, i.e. you, that is not speaking with wisdom to its internal waters, then that same sun that is so benevolent just through your own intent can then burn and shrivel up and dry something. So it's all about using the elements around you, but recognizing the wisdom that it is your perception and your intent behind it that ultimately brings about the result, which is the Justice card. So there's power in today, but to go about today blindly, to go about today with a blindfold on and not knowing and having this wisdom within will have detrimental effects. To go about your day with the wisdom, with the knowledge of how much your lens, how much power your perception has, as to the result, will result in a powerful, abundant day for you that is filled with beauty, that is filled with goodness, that leads to your greatness. So it is a very powerful moment for those who choose to take up on it, and it's very powerful also for those who don't, because the reaction will happen. It just depends on whether you're going to have the wherewithal to have the insight and the intent in order to direct the result and have the result that you want. It's a bit of a joke that we've got science today being a religion in itself, that you are to believe no matter what, when these scientists actually understand the spiritual so much, because, or those that are in control of science, let's say, because they know that by their intent, putting their pentacles behind it, putting their money behind it, they actually, no matter the components, using whatever elements in whatever experiment, and we see this with these testing kits, it does not matter that the testing kit was never made to and cannot differentiate one corona from another. But they've got the power and the wisdom to know that by putting these pentacles behind them, by focusing on the result that they want with their absolute determined intent, means that look at what has happened. They have brought about the fruition, the abundance of their plan that we are all living today. So it's for us to really reverse that and say, okay, we can play that. We understand the spirit world. So the science world is not that different. It's all about perception. It's all about the lens. It's all about the intent. It's all about the focus behind it as to what result we get. But it's time to stop running blind and being like the blind mice, the three blind mice, and turning our focus and intent inward to bring about results that we want to bring about. So we have the number 8 of Wands as the next card. This is a real quickening today. Time moves fast today. I know it's speeding up in general anyway, but time moves fast today. Manifestations are happening fast today. So this is where it is so important that this is both a great thing and maybe not a great thing, because for people who are manifesting from a place of blindness, from a place of self-degradation, from a place of not knowing thyself, then those manifestations are going to happen nonetheless, and they can be much more easily directed by outside forces. Taking the wisdom, the authority and sovereignty of the Queen of Cups and focusing your intent with wisdom, with knowing, with foresight, will bring about those manifestations just the same, but with a focus to what reaction, what result you are wanting. So be aware of this, channel this, use this energy, and use it with your focus and intent for your manifestations to happen super quick time. Like you're doing it and bang, an hour later you're seeing the shoots of your manifestation one way or another coming up in your day. We have got the 2 of Swords to clarify the 8 of Wands. So again, in the more traditional decks, ironically, the lady is in the middle with her swords crossed across her heart chakra and a blindfold over her eyes. So this is a lot about visualization from the mind's eye. This is a lot about focusing on the result in the mind's eye today, as to the result coming forward from that. And so this is where it really is about going inward today, in that to cut off as much as we can from anything that will drain our perception from inward, to shining the sun inside and manifesting from that place, from a place of wisdom. You would do well for shutting it off. So sitting with your eyes closed as and when you can today, going within as much as you can today, blocking off the leaks that are the other perceptions that we have, the hearing, the sight with these two eyes, the smells, the speech. So to be in quiet moments today, to be able to internalize things today and project from there, and have as much resource to do that as possible by switching off these other senses, is very, very powerful. If you are lucky enough to have some time today to go into a room on your own, to block out the noise, put something in your ears, put something around your nose, allow yourself to be in your silence, allow your sunshine to shine into the within, and close your eyes so you're not leaking out, you're storing up as much of your perceptive lenses as possible, and focusing them inward to be able to really guide yourself into your greatness today is super powerful. We have also, if you can be in a body of water doing this, would be amazing. To be in ritual in water today, in a body of water, submerging your body of water in that water and doing this practice today would really, really quicken things up also. Water, I'm going to get into that in a second. So we've got the 9 of Wands again, coming up, and this is where, if you can put yourself into this space today, this is where you will find yourself projected in spirit into this field of possibilities, into this other field with that 2 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, into a place where everything is possible, and possible without the limitation of time, and sometimes without the gift also of time. Because if you find yourself in this space, either with intent or doing it just because the energies are allowing you to do it, you need to be in your wisdom within this field of possibilities, because it really is a field of endless possibilities. So for you to enter into this field, you enter into this field of possibilities with discernment, with an inner knowing, an inner strength, that you know how to navigate these types of fields. I feel that the good and the negative today is that these manifestation energies are ripe, and the bad is that these manifestations energies are ripe. We have many people in the collective, in the many, that do not know how to project into this field of possibilities with intent, with wisdom, with foresight. And so this is a day for quite literally seeing pink elephants coming through the room, because that's a bit of a joke, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of people manifesting from a place that is not whole, from a place that is not of wisdom. So be aware of this today and enter into this field without fear, but with the knowing that you've prepared the ground, that you have the wisdom to not have your emotions channel you within this field, but that you are in dominion and in control of you within this field of possibilities. We have the Strength card, number 8, Major Arcana, to clarify the 9 of Wands. This speaks of the balance of the divine feminine, divine masculine, the strength to be able to channel the force that is you, to channel the intent that is you, to be able to perceive, absorb, and then act rather than the other way around, is very, very powerful today. So Power, power, power. There's a lot of power today. There is so much spiritual knowing within and about water, in that it is a consciousness of itself, and it is just like this physical reality, this realm that we are in, carries many individual bodies with many individual memories. The water does that also. It's retaining all of this information. And so for us to remineralize our water is very, very important. I feel that that's going to start coming up over the next few weeks. Again, the fluoride argument, the way that they are allowing, because of greed and some control and manipulation, they are allowing the element that is such a life-giving element actually take away from our bodies as we drink it. If water enters your body in a dehydrated state, i.e. stripped from the correct amount of minerals, then it will actually take away water from your cells. It will have that kind of reverse osmosis effect where it absorbs from you. So no matter how much you drink of that, there's a state of dehydration at some level within. And so this is going to keep coming up, I think, over the next few weeks, and rightfully so. It's something that we need to stand up towards. It's something that we need to correct. But doing it as best we can in our individual lives, filtering out that water, remineralizing it, is very, very powerful, and will open up this field of possibilities. Water being degraded the way it has been and used the way it has been has put a veil over this field of possibilities that Tesla spoke about. And this is where we need to take back that authority and demand what we want. And we want our whole body of water, not a body that is manipulated, stripped bare. So that's something that is going to come up over the next few weeks. There's going to be a ramping up of the discussion regarding that. Be a part of that discussion. Do what you can to stand up for water being put the way it is meant to be. Just off the cuff, I feel over the next few weeks more discussion going to be coming up over the water, i.e. The various strategic factors of people buying small amounts of land, but land that has the source of a stream, the source of water. Farmers feel going to be making a big noise about this, because they're going to start feeling the impact of this when somebody who owns that land at the start of the stream, let's say, blocks that off and stops the water flow that has always naturally fed the farmland. That's something that is to look out for and to aid those farmers in making a noise about and making a stand about. What else? I keep seeing and visualizing a spiritual ritual where people are shawled or gowned, as if you put in a cast on a break, you know, when you get it all lovely and wet, the clay, and you put the bandages in. Loved practicing that. When I was nursing, you put the bandages in and then you wrap it. I love doing that to people with just clay bandages to absorb the toxins from people's bodies. Can't wait to get back into doing that kind of thing. And so, and if anybody is local to me and wants to book in for that, I'm open to do that. I've never shut, I've never closed. So there's a lot about this spiritual renewal that, with the artifacts, with the knowledge that has been hidden from the many, that there is consciousness transplantation, absolute renewal and revitalization that happens in a body of water with somebody who is submerged, that is being bound in clay. And I keep seeing this whole ritual, and it is so powerful. It's like these people get injected with a youth serum, and obviously they're putting the right ingredients into this water. Now, where we do take our power back is what I was talking about, when we take our power over our waters, therefore our emotions. what we say to ourselves, what kind of stage are we projecting from our emotional body. So that's something that is a lot for a lot of you to consider, but very, very powerful in starting to use your divinity and sovereignty. So I think I'm going to wrap that up for today. Yeah, I think I've said enough. So reach your highest potentials today. Take the steps today to act from a stage, from a position of intent, of wisdom, of knowing thyself, of no fear, strength, and balance, and find that abundance, find that sunshine, find that enlightenment, and go forward with very, very quick manifestations of your dreams made into realities today. That's my intent for you all today. Back it if you will, if it resonates with you. Please leave a comment. I appreciate all the comments. Things are starting to get a bit back to normal as far as Theodore's doing okay now. Thank you to everybody, and Aunt Susie, without you for sending those healing vibrations. So I should be able to get back to replying to the comments, as you know I love to do. I appreciate you all. Much love, much balance, and much wholeness. Mwah.